You're watching OnFire-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
Wow. What's going on? Your man Diamond K in here, of course. The Diamond K Show on Fire-TV.com. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. Wow. The year is almost over. 2022 almost coming to an end. And 2023 right here on the doorstep. A lot of topics that we need to get into. The sedition trial. It has been something else. This January 6th probe, the conviction of the Oath Keepers founder, Stuart Rhodes, and another leader in the far-right extremist group. It showed that jurors are willing to hold accountable not just the rioters who stormed the U.S. Capitol, but those who schemed, those who tried to subvert the 2020 election. And the verdict came this week. Now, it was not a total win for the Justice Department, but it does give them some momentum. The investigators, they got to win some wind under their sails. It's some wind under their sails. So the fact that they got 2 convictions for seditious conspiracy gives the Department of Justice some confidence that they can pursue some of the higher-ups and charge seditious conspiracy as well, because certainly a DC jury accepted it. Yeah, it's definitely something that is possible now. Seditious conspiracy. Stuart Rhodes, pictured here, is the founder of the Oath Keepers. Now, he did not storm the Capitol, but he was instrumental in the storming of the Capitol. Oh, there's so much going on. So much going on. Now, there are many more to go. Many more trials. Not all of the trials are done, but Stuart Rhodes, founder of this far-right group, the Oath Keepers, found guilty of seditious conspiracy and other offenses in connection with the January 6th attack on the Capitol. So in D.C., they convicted Rhodes of obstructing an official proceeding and tampering with documents. He was acquitted on 2 other conspiracy counts. Now, as I said, he did not enter the Capitol during the riot, but instead stood outside like he was the battlefield general. He was surveying the troops, the prosecutor said. All 5 defendants in this case were charged with seditious conspiracy, but only one, in addition to Rhodes, Kelly Meigs, was found guilty. The 3 other defendants, Jessica Watkins, Kenneth Harrelson, Thomas Caldwell, were acquitted on that central charge. But Stuart Rhodes, nope. Jurors returned their verdict after nearly 3 full days of deliberations. As the foreperson read the verdict aloud, Rhodes jerked his head down and scribbled a note to himself. Watkins nodded when she was found not guilty of seditious conspiracy, and Caldwell closed his eyes several times. U.S. Capitol Officer Harry Dunn, who testified during the trial, sat in the front row of the jury verdict, sat on the front row. He looked emotional and let out a long sigh after the jury filed out of the courtroom. The prosecution of the Oath Keepers leader and his co-defendants is the most consequential January 6th case yet to have gone to trial. The prosecutors accused the five of plotting to prevent, by any means necessary, including force, the peaceful transfer of presidential power to Joe Biden. Rhodes and the other Oath Keepers were the first January 6th defendants to go to trial on seditious conspiracy charges. Two more seditious conspiracy charges, one involving more Oath Keepers and the other group, the Proud Boys, are set to start in the coming weeks. But right now, in this trial, the government called more than 24 witnesses, including FBI agents, U.S. Capitol Police officers, and two Oath Keepers who stormed the Capitol on January 6th. And they pleaded guilty to conspiracy. So the communications were damning. In many of those communications, Rhodes and his co-defendants spoke, in code. Sometimes, speaking about terms of violence, civil war, the need to fight to keep Donald Trump in power. Oh, yeah, they was on one. One of those messages prosecutors cited in their closing argument. Rhodes told his followers days after the 2020 presidential election, "We are not getting through this without a civil war. Prepare your mind, body, and spirit." Why and how did these right-wingers allow themselves to get to this point? Why and how? I mean, they got text messages, they got recordings. People talking crazy. Just because your candidate lost the election? Are you kidding me? The defense case, the attorneys for these January 6th insurrectionists, they tried to push back on various aspects of the government case. They tried. Not successfully, clearly. They said that the Oath Keepers were there to provide security for the pro-Trump speakers and VIPs. That might have been true, but you did, and you were there to do so much more. The defense also had testimony from witnesses, including two Oath Keepers who pleaded guilty and cooperated with the government, that there was no plan to storm the Capitol. Yeah, they tried to sell that bill of goods. They also said that Rhodes never ordered them to enter the building. But the government pointed to testimony from cooperating witnesses who said that there was an implicit understanding and unspoken agreement that the Oath Keepers reached to do whatever was necessary to prevent Joe Biden from taking office. So there was a lot. There was a whole lot. Outside the courtroom, attorney for Rhodes said that Rhodes shared handwritten notes with instructions on things to do next, preparing the likely appeal. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, yeah, of course they're going to try to appeal. I think that that goes without saying. The wheels of justice turn very, very slowly. Very, very slowly. Are we going to get some type of justice in this case? Is there going to be true accountability for the person who's set to gain the most from this stuff? Former President Donald Trump. I mean, that's who was set to gain the most. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, of course. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. My name is Diamond K. We're going to do this. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with more of the show after this.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
So the countdown is on. The largest birthday celebration of the year. The Sagittarius Takeover Part 2 featuring the legendary Doug E. Fresh. Admission $40. Celebrating DJ Terry T, Vicky Vic, and DJ Booby. It all goes down Saturday, December the 10th at the Patapsco Arena, 3301 Annapolis Road in Baltimore, 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. You can get tickets right now. Terry T Productions. Contact 443-953-1966 or Vicky V 202-674-3273. It is the Sagittarius Takeover Part 2. And it goes down Saturday, December the 10th. Looking forward to that. Also, when we get to this time of year, the Valentine Gala, this is a grown and sexy event, 21 and over, Friday, February the 10th, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. at the Cellar 2 at Parkville. 7631 Harford Road in Parkville, Maryland, 21234. Now, this is an early bird special. Tickets $75 per couple, $50 per single. You have a DJ, you got a cash bar, on-site photography, dinner. For more information, contact Ashley, 917-943-4533 or 443-453-8584. Tickets can be purchased via Cash App or Eventbrite. Now, the attire is formal, complimentary roses for the first 50 females. They got a cocktail hour, a dinner hour. This is a grown and sexy Valentine's Day gala, Friday, February the 10th, that you do not want to miss. Definitely.
You're watching OnFire-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio on Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
Welcome back. You made Diamond K in here. Of course, the Diamond K Show on Fire-TV.com, on Fire-TV.com. So there has been so much talk about the rail strike. The House voted to avert this rail strike, and they imposed a deal on unions. So they moved urgently, trying to stop this looming rail strike. Earlier this week, they passed a bill that would bind companies and workers to a proposed settlement that was reached in September, but rejected by some of the 12 unions involved. So, I just I don't like the way this whole thing went down. I understand. I understand the sentiment, right? I understand the sentiment. You don't want to have a rail strike right now. I understand that part. But what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do in support of labor? What are you willing to do in support of these essential workers? Joe Biden's supposed to be down for the working man, right? You're always talking about Scranton and all of this. He's supposed to be a union guy. Now, he signed a bill that averted the rail workers' strike despite the lack of paid sick days. 7 days of paid sick leave is something that they wanted. But President Biden signed a bill into law that made the rail strike illegal, prevented the workers from walking off the job weeks before the holiday season. Why did he do this? Why did he do this? Well, he did it because they didn't want the rail strike, right? Congress intervened as the threat of the strike loomed, but did not pass the paid sick leave provisions that the workers sought. Did not do it. It's unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable to me that this happened. Workers and companies had until December 9th to reach an agreement before they vowed to strike. The industry estimated that it was going to cost the U.S. economy $2 billion per day if they striked. So yes, that is pressure. That is pressure. But what is so mind-blowing, and of course, you shouldn't be surprised. I should not be surprised. Joe Biden signed the bill into law, making the strike illegal. He said that the bill I'm about to sign ends a difficult rail dispute and helps our nation avoid what, without a doubt, would have been an economic catastrophe at a very bad time in the calendar, he said yesterday before signing the bill. After his administration aided in negotiations for months, and the sides reached a tentative agreement in September, talks ultimately stalled and the rail workers threatened to strike. Did you think that Congress or the president was going to have the back of the rail workers? Oh no. You should have known better. Yeah, they gave good talk. But as usual, they supported big business. Biden asked Congress to intervene. The Senate passed a bill on Thursday, making the strike illegal. The initial agreement, which the Biden administration accepted, all but 4 rail unions who were holding out for guaranteed paid sick leave days. Guaranteed paid sick leave days. They were trying to give them 1 day of sick time that they needed to have 30 days notice. Who knows 30 days in advance they're going to get sick? These rail companies are making billions in profits per quarter. Billions with a B. And they refuse now to give these rail workers 7 paid days of sick leave. Now, how much would that cost them? About $600 million to give all of the rail workers 7 days of paid sick leave. But they are making billions with a B in profit per quarter. The greed, it is unbelievable. President Biden let the rail workers down. Now, of course, he's going to talk like he's going to do something. Oh, I'm going to get you on the back end. He got them more money, but they have a very dangerous job. Many of these folks are on call 24 hours a day. Many of them work 14 days straight. And they don't have any paid Sick time. It's disgusting. Disgusting. So the strike by the rail workers was going to happen very close to the holiday season. And of course, we didn't want this to happen. But I don't understand why the rail workers could not get 7 days of paid sick leave, considering that they're essential workers, considering the job that they do. Now, of course, members of Congress, they have unlimited sick time, unlimited. They are also heavily supported by big business. Biden, at the time of signing yesterday, said that his economic advisors told him as many as 765,000 Americans, many of them union members themselves, would have lost their jobs. So they're trying to play it and trying to make it seem like they did something to help America. Raquel says that hospitals are doing the same thing. It is unbelievable. These are essential workers doing a very difficult job. Why can't we help them? Why? Why are these politicians serving lip service? Lip service. Oh, we care about the workers. Oh, we care. But then when it comes time for them to show how much they care, what do? Spit in the face. Spit in the face. This is Democrats and Republicans. Democrats and Republicans. Congress has the authority to regulate interstate commerce under Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, and the Supreme Court has ruled it can use that authority to intervene in disputes by rail labor that have the potential to affect trade across state lines. This is an old law from 1926, the Railway Labor Act. It gives the president the authority to intervene as well in situations where a rail strike could significantly affect essential transportation. The act has been invoked 18 times since it was signed into law nearly 100 years ago. This bill does not have paid sick leave for the workers. Every worker in America deserves that. So this fight is not over. The president has claimed that he is going to continue to fight, says that he supports paid sick leave and has supported it for a long time. He's going to continue to fight until he succeeds. I think he's talking smack. Talking smack. If you wanted to do something, you could have did it then. Could have done it back in September. Could have done it back in September. The provision to add 7 days of paid sick leave failed in the Senate in a 52-43 vote. All Democrats present to vote supported it, except, of course, Joe Manchin. No surprise there. In the House, 3 Republican representatives joined with all the Democrats to pass the sick leave proposal. So as usual, Joe Manchin, doing what he does. We constantly hear these politicians talk, right? They do a whole lot of talking. When the time comes for the walking, I don't know. They're missing in action. When it comes time to show that they have the back of our essential workers, when it comes time for them to show that they have the back of labor, when it comes time for them to do that, MIA, missing in action, no support, nothing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show. Of course, on YouTube, DJ Diamond K. Check us out. drop new videos daily. Wow, so much. Do this. Take a quick break. We're going to come back with more of the show after this.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
You're watching OnFire-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
Welcome back. You made Diamond K in here, of course, the Diamond K Show, OnFire-TV.com, WRF radio app. The report, there is a new one. And this is about police. The AG released this report of independent investigations of police-involved fatalities. So this detailed a year of encounters with Maryland police in which a person died. The Maryland Attorney General's office said earlier this week, in this first annual report of independent investigations divisions involving these fatalities across the state, the General Assembly created the IID in the spring of 2021 to investigate all alleged or potential police-involved deaths of civilians throughout the state, giving it jurisdiction over incidents that occurred beginning October the 1st, 2021. So what does this mean? This report contained detailed information on the circumstances and the nature of police-involved fatalities across this state. So it covered a period of October the 1st, 2021 through September 30th of 2022, and included statistics from the first 23 cases in that time period, legal updates, and the overall look at the division's investigative process. Yeah. So how many cases? 23. Right. So a lot of interesting information. That was revealed. The report detailed that there were 13 fatal shootings by the police, 7 fatal vehicle incidents, and 3 in custody deaths. 7 people had a firearm before they were shot by the police, and 3 had knives. Of 5 who were unarmed, 3 were in police custody at the time and died after a medical emergency or drug overdose. Most of the folks were men, 21, 14 were black, 6 were white, and 3 were Hispanic. Yep, 3 were Hispanic. Most of the officers involved, 42 or 89%, were men. Most, 38 or 84%, were white, and in their 30s, 11 cases involved more than one officer. According to the report, of the 23 cases, the IID conducted 2 investigations into fatalities involving Maryland State Police troopers and 4 investigations involving Baltimore City police officers. In the rest of the Baltimore metro area, Anne Arundel County had 3 incidents, Baltimore County had 3, and Harford County had 1. There were none in Carroll or Howard County. The report found 10 cases were related to alcohol or drugs. 7 were not related. 6 were unknown because the autopsy reports were incomplete. Interesting. 18 cases, or 78%, were related to mental health issues. Oh, yeah. Now, 18 cases, body-worn camera video was available. In 13 cases, the review of surveillance video was included. 10 included dashboard camera videos, and 2 included cell phone camera video. So sample size, not that big. Not that big at all. Sample size. Villa says that's criminal. After each investigation, the IID submitted a report to local prosecutors detailing investigative findings and an analysis of relevant legal issues. The local prosecutor, not the IID, decides whether a case should be criminally charged and handles any subsequent prosecution. The report pointed to one instance in which prosecutors in Harford County declined to file any criminal charges before the investigation was complete. The Attorney General said that the IID has no recourse under current law if a state's attorney decides to decline a case without investigation. The report also explains the state's new, more strict use of force standard adopted during session 2021 that became effective in July 2022. Under this new statute, officers' force must be necessary and proportional. Necessary and proportional. Okay. Of course, you miss any episodes of The Diamond K Show, you can check us out on fire-tv.com or on YouTube. Search the page and subscribe, of course. Stream us live or on demand episodes of any The Diamond K Show or any of our other programs on fire-tv.com/watch. On fire-tv.com/watch. You want to send music, booking information, any business, contact me, djdiamondk@gmail.com, djdiamondk@gmail.com. Do this, take a quick break, and we'll be back with more of the show after this.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
You're watching OnFire-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
Welcome back. You made Diamond K in here. Earlier this week, there was a landmark same-sex marriage bill that was passed. And it's interesting. The Senate passed this bipartisan legislation earlier this week that they say protects same-sex marriages. And it's just an extraordinary shifting of national politics. You know, this issue and a small measure of relief for the hundreds of thousands of same-sex couples who have married since the Supreme Court's 2015 decision that legalized gay marriage nationwide. Yeah, I mean, things have really, really changed. In this bill ensures that same-sex and interracial marriages are enshrined in federal law. It was approved 61 to 36 earlier this week, including support from 12 Republicans. Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said that the legislation was a long time coming and part of America's difficult march toward greater equality. Democrats are moving quickly while the party still holds a majority in both chambers of Congress. The legislation now moved to the House for the final vote, which is likely going to come next week. Joe Biden praised the vote, happy that there were Republicans involved, said that he would sign the bill promptly and proudly if it is passed by the House. He said that it will ensure that LGBTQ youth will grow up knowing that they too can lead full, happy lives and build their own families. The bill has gained momentum since the Supreme Court's June decision that overturned the right to abortion. They have been pointing to that and saying that they're coming for same-sex and interracial marriage next. Judge Clarence Thomas suggested that same-sex marriage could also come under threat. Senate negotiations got jump-started this summer. 47 Republicans unexpectedly voted for a House bill that gave supporters new optimism. And here we are. The legislation would not force any state to allow same-sex couples to marry. So do you have to say that? It is not forcing them to. But what it would do is require states to recognize all marriages that were legal where they were performed. And also it protects current same-sex unions if the court's 2015 decision were to be overturned. So it's surprising that they all agreed on this. There has been years of bitter divisiveness on this issue. So a new law protecting same-sex marriages would also be a major victory for Democrats as they relinquish their 2 years of consolidated power in D.C. That's going to happen in January. Republicans are going to take the House, and so it really comes as LGBTQ community is facing violent attacks. There was a shooting, of course, last weekend at the nightclub in Colorado, killed 5 people, injured at least 17. So LGBTQ folks needed a win. And, I mean, here's a win. This is a win. This is a win. Vote was done. And we're going to see next week what happens. We're going to see next week. Now with Justice Amy Coney Barrett on the court, that court that overturned Roe versus Wade, that federal right to abortion, many folks are nervous that other rights protected by the court are in jeopardy. But the sentiment has kind of shifted on same-sex marriage. More than 2/3 of the American public now support it. 10 years ago, it wasn't like that. A decade ago, it would have strained our imaginations to envision Democrats and Republicans protecting the rights of same-sex married couples. What a difference 10 years makes. What a difference. You listen to the Don McKay Show on fire-tv.com, the WRF radio app, Radio on Fire. So it's that season. Grown and Sexy Valentine's Day Gala goes down Friday, February the 10th, 9 p.m. $75 per couple, $50 per single at the Cellar 2 at Parkville. 7631 Harford Road in Parkville, Maryland, 21234. Tickets can be purchased online via Cash App, or Eventbrite. It's going to be a DJ, cash bar, on-site photography, dinner, cocktail hour, grown and sexy stuff. For more information, contact 443-453-8584. Dress code is formal. Dress code is formal. Also, the Sagittarius Takeover Part 2 goes down Saturday, December the 10th. Saturday, December the 10th. Largest birthday celebration of the year for DJ Terry T, Vicky Vic, DJ Booby, and all Sagittarius. The legendary Doug E. Fresh in the building. Patapsco Arena, 3301 Annapolis Road, Cash Bar, Light Buffet. You can get those tickets right now. Terry T Productions, 443-953-1966 or Vicky V, 202-674-3273. You can also hit up Marshall's Music on Pratt Street, M&K Music Warehouse and Security Mall. So many places. Sagittarius Takeover. This is going to be a big deal. Big event. Definitely come out and support.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American-owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
You're watching OnFire-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
Welcome back. You made Diamond K in here, of course, on Fire-TV.com, The Diamond K Show. Anywhere you get your podcast, just search The Diamond K Show. So Hakeem Jeffries, elected to lead House Democrats into the new generation. They did a good thing. Hakeem Jeffries elected, and he is the first Black American to head a major political party in Congress as the long-serving Speaker, Nancy Pelosi. She's a Baltimore girl. But her team is going to step aside next year, showing rare party unity after the midterm election loss. The House Democrats moved seamlessly from one history-making leader to another, choosing the 52-year-old New Yorker who has vowed to get things done even after Republicans won control of the chamber. It was a closed-door vote. It was unanimous, and I'm happy to see it. Happy to see it. It is a solemn responsibility that we are all inheriting, Jeffries told reporters on the eve of the party meeting. And the best thing that we can do as a result of the seriousness of the moment is lean in hard and do the best damn job we can do for the people, he said. It is rare that a party lost the midterm elections would so easily regroup. But here we are. Republicans, on the other hand, are struggling to unite around Kevin McCarthy. Oh, he wants to be House leader so bad. But Jeffries, congratulations to him. The internal Democratic caucus voted Jeffries and other top leaders, and it came without challenges. Democrats feeling themselves right now. A trio led by Jeffries, who will become the Democratic minority leader in the new Congress, included 59-year-old Rep. Catherine Clark of Massachusetts as the Democratic whip and 43-year-old Pete Aguilar of California as the caucus chairman. The new team of Democratic leaders is expected to slide into the slots held by Pelosi and her top lieutenants. And the next generation is here. How about that? In many ways, the trio has been transitioning pretty much in plain sight. You know, this is who it seemed like we're going to be the next up to bat. It's an important moment for the caucus. There's a new generation of leadership. And as I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what they will accomplish. Looking forward to it. Jeffrey says that he hopes to find common ground when possible with Republicans, but will oppose their extremist views when we must, he said. There's a genuine sense that he wants to develop relationships and working partnerships. So that is good. Jeffrey's ascent comes as a milestone for many Black Americans. The Capitol, let's not forget, was built with the labor of enslaved people. And its dome later expanded during Abraham Lincoln's presidency as a symbol the nation would stand during the Civil War. Now look at it. Now look at it. It's amazing. It's an amazing thing. Now, House Democrats are often a big, diverse, noisy, rambunctious family, but that's a good thing. At the end of the day, they're committed to finding the highest common denominator in order to get big things done for everyday Americans. And they need to help those rail workers. When we talk about everyday Americans, our essential workers are essential. Our essential workers are essential. Welcome back. Welcome back. You made Diamond K in here, of course, the Diamond K Show. Amazon said this week it had its biggest ever Thanksgiving holiday shopping weekend. Yeah. Aided by a record number of consumers looking for deals online amid high inflation. Oh, they're talking about the economy is so bad. But the e-commerce company does not typically share how much it earns during its sale events and did not disclose the overall revenue from the weekend. It did say in a news release, independent businesses that sell on its site generated more than $1 billion in sales. A record 196.7 million people shopped in stores and online during the 5-day shopping period that stretched from Thanksgiving to Cyber Monday. 17 million more compared to last year. Of course, you know, last year we were in a different time. Though higher prices on products might contribute to some of the boost, retail tracking groups have said that the higher demand is also driving the growth. Higher demand. Now, this could signal that budget-conscious shoppers are hungry for deals. That's usually how it is, though. Hungry for deals. We need a damn deal.
On Fire TV is a streaming network for a generation on the move.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
You're watching OnFire-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
Welcome back. You made Diamond K in here. Term limited governor, Maryland's governor, Larry Hogan, was holding fundraisers this week, political events. The Republican was expected to talk about his years as governor and his plans for the future. He did that, raised a lot of money. Of course, many are expecting him to announce his run for the presidency next year. He leaves office in January. And he's been positioning himself as the alternative to former President Donald Trump, who has already announced he's running for president in 2024. Hogan held two fundraisers at the casino. And, to me, he's setting things up for this run. Raised more than $1 million. Before the fundraisers, Hogan attended a leadership summit in Annapolis to talk about the future of the country. Oh yeah, he's making the rounds. You've been seeing him on the Sunday talk shows. For 8 years, Hogan, according to him, has demonstrated how to lead and deliver common sense conservative results in a deep blue state. He has received overwhelming support here in Maryland, and he hopes that will extend across the country, building this model for success. Hogan has said publicly that he is focusing on finishing his term as governor, and that an official announcement about his plans would not happen until after he leaves office in mid-January. So we're going to see what happens there. Hogan has been a fierce critic of Trump. He would definitely be an underdog, though, in the Republican primary. The Republican candidate Hogan endorsed for governor, Kelly Schultz, remember her? She lost in the GOP primary for governor here in Maryland to the Trump-endorsed Dan Cox, who went on to lose by a large margin to Governor-elect Wes Moore, Democrat. Hogan has been popular in this state. I can't argue that. Here in a state where Democrats outnumber Republicans 2-1, he is, Larry Hogan, the only second, he's only the second Republican governor to be reelected here in Maryland. So that says a lot for what he has done and what folks think of him. Of course, I will be back 6 p.m. Monday. Looking forward to that. We're going to have some big announcements on Monday. On fire-tv.com, radioonfire.com. Shout out to the WRF radio app. Looking forward to seeing you guys.